This is FaZe Music.
Yo, Spicy.
What's good?
What's going on?
Not much, just chilling on this wind down Wednesday.
For sure. What you sipping on today?
I'm just sipping on a little cab for the special occasion.
A little cab. Okay. I decided to switch it up a little bit. So I'm actually drinking some mead, some honey mead. I don't know have you had that before?
Sure haven't.
You haven't?
I have not.
Oh man, it's like wine but made out of honey.
That sounds perfect for when I'm sick. I usually go for a hot toddy when I'm sick.
There you go.
I know everyone watching is like, no, you're not supposed to drink when you're sick. No, that's not the cure.
That's exactly what we do.
It is the cure.
Exactly. Shout out to everybody in the chat already. Robert Pena, what's going on? Salute. My boy Raider Kush, what's going on, sir? Jay Jackson in the building. Almost that time.
Almost time. That's right.
Going on. My boy Leo in the building. What's up, Leo?
What up, Leo?
Spicy girl. What's up?
What's good? What's up, Hot Nail?
What's going on?
Haven't seen you in a while. Thanks for joining. So let's talk about it. Like Jay Jackson said, it's almost time. I mean, we're week 3 into the season. Of course, we all know that, but the Raiders haven't had a home game yet, so it's home opener weekend. So it kind of seems like it's just starting in a way.
Yeah, it's about to get real. But is this a home game? I know me and you always talk about it all the time, especially knowing what the Steelers
Put it this way: they're playing at Allegiant Stadium, so it's technically a home game. However, the Raiders will not have a home field advantage because the Steelers are going to show up and show out. Those Steelers fans, that is, like we've said a million times. They even showed up and showed out in Oakland, which was very rare. It was like Steelers, Cowboys, that's kind of it. So yeah. I expect this to be crazy bleeding mustard on Sunday for sure. Yeah. I mean, I don't even think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be 70-30 at best.
Yeah, no, I agree. Best. I think the fact that the 49ers really showed out in our stadium, the Steelers are going to show out.
Yeah.
Them damn yellow towels. But I think we're going to protect our house, though, as far as on the field. I'm feeling good about it. I know a lot of people are pissed off about last game, but I'm hopeful.
Listen, that last game, again, we talked about this to a great length. The AFC is so good. The Bills are a great team. The Raiders just it blows my mind that Raiders fans are like thinking that the outcome could have been any differently with any other personnel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The only other personnel that the outcome would have been different if maybe they like had Mahomes and Kelsey.
Right.
And their head coach as well. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's ridiculous. So let's just move on from that. Let's quit crying about that. Oh, and let's stop this nonsense protest that we're all going to scream. First of all,
yeah.
The fact that they think all 20% of them are going to scream anything and it's going to be heard is a joke in itself. But let's hypothetically say that it's full with Raiders fans. The so-called protest is a joke, so knock it off. We're starting to look silly.
Yeah, when you sent, I didn't even hear about it until you sent it to me. I'm like, we're gonna do what? I'm like,
I even forgot what it was. It's something like at the end of the 4th quarter with 2 minutes left or something. If the Raiders are losing by more than 10, like first of all, I can't even keep up with all the rules that are involved in this.
Right.
Like I need a cheat sheet to know what I'm supposed to do. But anyway, we're supposed to all scream fire McDaniels. Like, come on.
Yeah, it's all bad.
I'm over it. I'm not doing it. So there's one less.
Yeah, for sure. Hey guys, make sure this is a call-in show, so make sure you guys put the line at the bottom. So call in if you guys want to talk about anything. We definitely appreciate it.
y'all going to any games this season? Yes, yes, yes. I will be at the home opener coming up this Sunday. And then my plan is to be in LA the following Sunday and back to Vegas for the game against the Patriots. So if you're out and about over the next 3 weeks between Vegas and LA, come up, say what's up. We'll see y'all out there.
Facts. Yeah, myself, I'm gonna be at. I wanted to go to this game honestly, but I'll be at the Jets game that's in Vegas, and then I'm going to Chicago.
Nice.
But Chicago one's first, so Chicago, and then the Jets, and then going to possibly Detroit, and then going to Miami. I do have Miami locked in for sure. So
I'll be in Miami for sure.
Oh yeah, it's going down. Let's go.
What's up, Scotty Waddy Raider One? What's good?
Yeah,
so let's get into a little history here. I like a little history between the Raiders and the Steelers rivalry.
Let's do it.
Of course, we know the Sunday night game is the next meeting between these two teams. I don't really want to say like this is like a true rivalry, but it kind of has that feeling. I feel like for me, it has that feeling. I mean, others might disagree, but for me, that it's for some reason it feels like a rivalry.
Yeah.
The Raiders and the Steelers have met 31 total times. All-time series, Raiders lead 17-14. Regular season series 14-11. So, the Raiders have some good numbers against the Steelers. So hopefully they can continue that tradition in this rivalry, get a home victory, and come out of this 2-1 and really just kind of be in control of their own fate at this point. I mean, we do have to remember that the Raiders are still in first place. The Chiefs, they split. The Chargers, even after scoring they've scored like 56, 53 points or something in their first 2 games, and they still are 0-2.
Yep.
So, I mean, those teams are kind of doing us favors. So if the Raiders can keep this, I don't want to say momentum because they just came off a loss, but we'll just say keep this first place going on, they kind of control their own destiny from here on out. So that's what I want to see. Obviously a win. It doesn't have to be by a lot, just by 1.
Oh yeah, for sure. And honestly, I know most people remember that even when we were bad, we beat the Steelers. Like I remember the year, I think it was the year after they won the Super Bowl, or maybe the year they even won the Super Bowl. I think we only won 2 games, and one of them were the Steelers. So it don't matter how bad we are, we usually have their number besides last year. So
yeah.
That pretty much sucked, but let's see. So I'll be going to that game against the Patriots as well. Oh, that's what's up. So my boy Leo's going to be in the building this weekend.
Yeah.
Miami.
Awesome. I'm sure I'll run into him out there in the wild.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We'll be checking out a few parties. We got a pool party.
Where are the big parties at? I know you know.
Yeah, I do know. There's events going on Friday night. There are 3 parties going on at 3 different venues on Saturday night, the night before the game. There's also a pool party going on before the game. Excuse me, not before the game, the Saturday before the game. And then there's an event with Woods and Whiskey going on at Rhythm and Riffs at Mandalay at between 1 and 2. I'm going to check that out before I walk over to the stadium after that. So
nice.
There's a lot going on there. I mean, there's too much to sit here and name every location and all that, but check social media. It's all out there and there's plenty to choose from.
Facts.
So if you don't like one gang, go check out the other gang.
That's what's up. So should we tell them the news, the sad news about Wind Down Wednesday? Because it hurts my heart to have to announce this.
Oh, it doesn't hurt my heart because actually with this news comes better news.
When one door closes, another door opens, right?
That's right. Well, we don't want to give too much away, but we are doing our last Wind Down Wednesday tonight. So thanks for tuning in. But we aren't going anywhere. So you can keep your rumors to yourself because it's only getting bigger and better. The Spicy Shield Talk will still be every Wednesday at 7 p.m. But we are unveiling a new name, a new gimmick, if you will.
Yeah.
And just a new overhaul. So bigger and better. This wasn't, I want to say this was short-lived. This was just, this is where we started and we're fortunate enough to be progressing already.
Exactly. I love it.
So I see it as good news.
I know. I was just wanting to build up the suspense. I wanted them to feel that with me, like, oh, and then we just hit them like, psych. There's really another.
We're not going anywhere. We just coming back better.
Stuck with us. Y'all stuck with us.
Yep, we just coming back better.
So, let's get to one of our fun games.
Let's do it.
So, I say my favorite one.
Start, bench, or cut.
So, do we have the graphic?
Well, I cheated on the graphic a little bit and just pulled the standings because I think it does the same purpose.
Cool.
So start, bench, or cut divisional AFC West edition. So would you rather start, bench, or cut the Broncos, the Chiefs, or the Chargers? Let us know there in the chat what you think. I mean, one of them for me is really easy. The other two I'm kind of uncertain about, but what do you think?
Yeah, that's tough, man, because like I usually always want to say the Broncos. But
for which one?
Okay, I'm sorry. So I always wanted to to cut the Broncos because I used to always hate them the worst. But now it's like it's KC, so I'm benching KC.
Okay.
I'm sorry, cutting. I'm all over the place. Cutting KC. I think I'll start the Chargers because the Chargers are harmless to me, and then I'll bench the Broncos.
All right, I'm kind of right there with you. I'm definitely starting the Chargers. You know, honestly, if they were an AFC team, I don't mind them. They're, they're a SoCal team. They're fun to watch. Yeah. They're not threatening. Like
they're good.
They're from California. I'm cool with it. Whatever. So I'm gonna start them. Now I'm right there with you with the bench cut thing. For a long time, of course, we've all despised the Chiefs, and we still do. Yeah. However, I feel like I can at least stand a little bit more watching the Raiders-Chiefs rivalry. There's been, for me, more memorable games. So for me, I'm going to have to bench the Chiefs. And the Broncos, honestly, I just don't like watching them at all. I don't like when they're playing the Raiders. I don't like when they're playing against the Raiders. Like, there's really nothing I like about the Broncos. So for that reason, I'm going to say cut the Broncos.
Okay. That's cool. It's just, man, this is like just recently. Well, not recently, but the Mahomes era just makes me hate them even more. That just, God, I can't stand them.
See, it actually doesn't make me hate them even more. It has nothing to do with him because I don't like him.
You have a crush on Travis Kelce. That's why.
I do have a crush on Travis Kelce. That's true. That is true. But I was actually going to say, because even with Mahomes and Kelce, the Raiders, from my memory, still have, obviously not counting last season, with that sad loss. But I mean, just some of the most epic victories came from them. So that's and I enjoyed that. So I'm gonna go with that. Maybe I just feel like the Broncos too recently, they're just kind of just a non-issue.
Yeah.
I mean, they still haven't, since the Raiders have made the move, we're in season 2, 1, 2, 3.5, basically, against the Broncos anyway. And they still, the Raiders, since they made the move, still haven't lost to the Broncos, which is great. And yeah, it's kind of just blah. They're blah.
Yeah, they're blah. For sure. No, I agree. What do you guys think in the chat? What do you guys think?
For one, Scotty Waddy Raider 1, absolutely 100%. Please do it. Yeah, we went on for almost a 3.5 hour rant the other night. So yay, if you listen to us, we can listen to you.
Oh yeah, we were on. In fact, if you guys missed that, man, make sure you tune in to her show on, what was it, Sunday
night? Yeah.
Oh man, that was a classic. That was a
classic.
Let's see, Leo. Go ahead. So Leo says, cut the Chargers. Only good thing about them is I get to see the game in LA. I'm more of a fan of our rivalry with the Chiefs and Broncos. My favorite rivalry. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Fair enough.
My boy Solo Empire, he says, start the Chargers. I think everyone's going to start the Chargers. They're like a little hamster.
Like Leo says, we get to go to LA to watch the games. Like, I'm good with that. I like LA.
Right.
I actually wish the Raiders, if they had to move, would have moved back to LA.
Yeah, that would have been fire. And then he said bench the Broncos. Okay. Okay, and then cut the Chiefs.
Cut the Chiefs.
It's just like because the Chiefs just have our number, man, and it's like, and just like you said, it's like the Broncos don't even. I mean, even though they gave us a good game last week, actually, even the games that we beat them, since being in Vegas, they've all been close. But still, I just feel like they're our little brothers right now.
Close, whatever, not close. Losses. Right. They lost. Who cares? I don't even remember the score, honestly.
That's a fact. Okay, what else? Let us know what you guys think.
All right, I think this might be Scotty Waddy Raider One here. I wonder he got that cigar lit, and if he's ready for it. Scotty Waddy Raider One, what's good? You are live.
What it does, what it do?
What's up,
man? Salute.
Talk to me.
Hey, man, I'll tell you, everything's up except the fucking Raiders. I'll tell you that much right now. Man, I'm so tired of this shit. Man, I promised my son I'd take him to every home opener every season.
Awesome.
I'm not even excited about going to the game on Sunday. I'm not even like, let's go. Usually it's about a week before, and I'm just like hyped. I'm just not, man. I'm tired of this shit.
Between you and I haven't been excited for a home opener since 2019, so I'm right there with you.
I feel you, but at least there was I felt like there was some hope before, like, okay, we got, right now, we're just failing, man, just everywhere. Every facet of the game, we're just failing. We're failing off the field. Who the fuck knows what Chandler Jones is on? Who the fuck knows what Mark Davis is on? Man, everything, dude. God, it's just draining, It's just draining. And it's just like, and I go and I analyze all this stuff. I've been on your show before, this and that. I analyze all these things. I look at all this stuff. And it's just like, what are we doing? What? We're not even in the game, man. We didn't win at Denver. Denver lost. Denver left 4 points on the board. Easy point. We didn't win that game. Let's not kid ourselves, man. We should be 0-2. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, it's cool to say we 1-1. It's cool to say the Chargers are whatever the hell. I don't give a shit what they are. That's all good. But are we kidding ourselves with this right now? I mean, let's be honest. Seriously, are we kidding ourselves with this organization? And I'm going to tell you right now, I've never, and I've said this a million times on your show, I'm not mad at the Raider Nation. I'm not mad at the players. I don't give a damn. I'm not buying into this whole, Carr thing. I documented it well. I was a Carr fan. He's gone. It is what it is. Let's move on. I'm not mad at Garoppolo, though. I don't think he's the guy, but he's a Raider, and let's do this.
Yeah.
It's not that. Look, I went and I did the math. Since the bye last year, in the second half, we have scored 40 points. That's 12 quarters. 6 games. That's 12 quarters. And we have scored 40 points.
Wow.
I'm gonna do some quick math for you real quick. That's 3-point-something points per quarter. And we got an offensive guru. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
It's overachieving.
No. Yeah. And the only thing that I can give McDaniels is that he put together an opening fucking series. That's about it. That motherfucker got 12 plays in his back fucking pocket folded up on a piece of binder paper. That's all he got.
Yeah, well, speaking of that opening drive, to me, I saw the opening drive, of course, and then the Raiders shut the defense shut the Bills down, and then I go, okay, let's capitalize on this. And then honestly, as it progressed, it made that opening drive look like a fluke.
I'm saying this motherfucker got an opening drive at best. If I had to speak at his eulogy, I would say, well, he had a decent opening drive, and that's about all I can say. Fucking good for him. Fuck him.
Yeah, in his defense, though, like I said, like we've said before, like personnel changes in terms of if the Raiders would have had another coach that they had over the past, I don't know, let's say 6 years, or even the quarterback that they used to have, in my opinion, that outcome wouldn't have been different. That team is just superior. So I don't think we can like harp too much on that loss. I mean, it did prove though that I think that the Raiders aren't a playoff team, because that's a playoff team.
You know, I'm not disagreeing, but I'm not fully agreeing either with what you said. I'm not sure that the Bills really are a lock as a playoff team. I think we suck.
Well, I'm speaking of just, you know, over the past. I'm speaking of the past 2-3 years. They've been a playoff team. That's what I'm saying. They're a playoff. That's what I say by playoff team.
Yeah. For sure.
And they have a lot of the same personnel. So, you know, so they're still contenders. So in that aspect, you know, I guess what I'm saying, like, it's just really hard to go, okay, this is like a coaching fail because the team's just really not good enough yet.
See, my thing is, for me, that was a fail last year. For me, he's failing already this year. But everybody wants to say, give it a chance. But it's the same shit he did in Denver. He failed there, too. He had a year and a half over there, and he failed there, too. So I'm like, no, it's not give him a chance. He's had a chance. He's had 2.5, 3 years as a head coach to try to do something, and he hasn't with 2 different organizations. I just can't. I just don't. I can't buy into this dude. I just can't.
Hey, Scotty, real quick.
And I wasn't a huge. I'm sorry. One more time.
Chris has a question for you.
Yeah, real quick. So I know that he didn't do well in Denver. So you're right. So do you feel that coaches, if they fail in their first time as a head coach, that they shouldn't get another opportunity?
No, I don't. Sure, you should get an opportunity. Everybody should get almost everybody should get a second opportunity. But I believe he's already proven that in his second opportunity, he's a failure to also.
So what's the sample size that you need to say a coach is successful or not successful?
Well, I mean, didn't we all say that we want wins? We're not getting that.
No, I know, but I'm saying as far as length of time. So, like, is 1 season, 2 season, 3 seasons? What's the proper sample size to be able to evaluate if a coach is good or not?
I mean, that's a subjective question. At the end of the day, does he own the locker room? I don't think so. Do the players respect him? I don't think so. Is he picking up wins? I don't think so. Or I know so.
Yeah,
I know
he's not. Yeah.
So in all aspects of anything, because your question it's a loaded question. I mean, because you have coaches that go in 1 year. They go in 1 year and they can make something of a team. You have coaches that are great coaches on one team, but they sucked at another team. So it just depends. Right here with what we have in front of us, this is a failure.
Should Kyle Shanahan have been fired? Should Kyle Shanahan have been fired or Belichick been fired after they failed in the beginning?
Again, we can go back with semantics all day, but at the end of the day, I'm just talking about what we have now. And it's just not working.
Well, it's not a failure yet. I mean, keep in mind the Raiders are still in first place, and it's only week 2. So I think it's a little too early to say this is a failure. Do I think it will end up being a failure? Yeah, I do. But as of right now, it's not yet.
Well, let me. And this isn't an argument towards what you just said. It's just a different perspective. Why I call it personally a failure is you had a great team last year. You had a great team. You had a lot of players, man. You had a lot of players that can play. You can argue the quarterback all you want. That's fine. No problem. But we had a team that the year before that was dysfunctional as shit went to the playoffs. And we weren't anywhere near that with the better personnel. So this is where, from my perspective, I call it a failure. I think we had a better team last year, better personnel, than we did the year before that. So, and I'm supposed to buy into you're an offensive guru? Get the fuck out of here! Nah,
I don't know about that. Well, we can't buy into any of that because Gruden was a supposed talent-seeking guru who could draft well. So, I mean, we already know we can't buy into these type of labels that are put onto these guys.
I got you. No, and I get that. I agree. I totally agree. And I'm I'm being facetious at the same time. I'm talking shit.
Yeah.
But it's just
at
this point, and
I was gonna say, you know what it is at the end of the day, and we could sit here and we could speak in semantics. We can argue apples, oranges, this, that, and the other. At the end of the day, really, it's just that we're all frustrated as fans. So everyone has a different opinion of why the Raiders suck. Is it the coach? Is it the quarterback? Is it the organization? Is it this, that, and the other? At the end of the day, I mean, and those are just facts. Don't hate on me. I'm not a real fan and all this other bullshit you want to come at. Like, not you, just in general. Just in general. Like the Raiders aren't a good team and they haven't been for a long time. And that's just a fact. And we're all just so frustrated at this point where it's like, it's just in our nature to try to figure out why. So we are expressing all of these frustrations. Could it be the coach? Could it be the defense? Could it be the quarterback? Could it be this, that, and the other? And so I just think I think we can all agree that that's where a lot of our frustration is coming from.
No, I think that is I think you summed that up better than I've ever heard it. I think you're absolutely right with that. We're just frustrated, and everybody feels like there's a we point a finger in different ways, and and at the end of the day, well, shit, what's the only thing we got going for us? Daniel Carlson and AJ Cole. Fuck, we all agree on that, right? I mean, shit, that's about the only thing. And it's just, you're right. It's just frustrating, and the organization is frustrating us with moving to Vegas. Look, man.
There's no stability in the organization. There's none. Right. There's no stability, whether it comes to location, coaching, personnel, players, you name it. There's no stability. And I've preached this on my show since day one. You're never going to have a successful business, no matter what the business is, if the company is not stable and the CEO keeps changing.
And to add what you just said, because I 100% agree, it's insult to injury when I'm a normal person. I just looked at Raider tickets, and I got to take my little boy over there because I promised him I would take him. And you know what? I'm already in $600 for flights. I'm already in I don't know how much for hotel. And then you're talking about $300 and some dollars for a ticket.
Yeah,
that's another $600 on top of that to see a shitty ass park.
May I ask how old he is?
14. He about to be 15.
Okay.
You've seen Mingo before.
You've
seen Mingo before. You've taken a picture with him.
Yeah. Okay. So I didn't know his age, but my point was going to be, I mean, I can remember being that old, and younger, even older, and not remembering the outcome of the game or anything. I remember being with my family and having a great time. So I would just try to offer this, as hard as it could be, because I try to do this too, is not project all of that. Not saying you would, because I'm reminding myself here as well, and try to have the best experience possible.
No, absolutely. And the thing about it is like I said, I want one day for my kids to say, Dad, I make enough money. I'm going to take you to the home opener and buy you a beer one day. Of course.
And by that time, hopefully they'll be winning.
Hopefully. But you know what I'm saying? But you're absolutely right. It is building that. I'm building the Raider Nation.
Right.
And I've said this before on your show. I'm an LA Raider, And again, LA and Oakland never had no real beef like that. Nah, it's not like that.
No, nothing like it.
Vegas, no, nothing at all. But now they moved to Vegas, and it's a different thing. And I'm trying to raise a boy to be Raider Nation and to be about that life. And it's just like, come on, man. Cut me some slack here a little bit, And it's just one thing after the other. And I heard you say the other day on your show less than a week ago, I believe you were still with the same guy that you're on right now. And I'm sorry if I don't know your name. But I heard you say something about, what is it? We got Raider gangs out here. And I started thinking about that. I'm like, damn, it is kind of like that.
Yeah.
And it is, and it has, and again, I'm talking about, and this stemmed off of me raising my son, to be silver and black like that and to live that life. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? You're kind of right. Back in the day, it wasn't really like that. It was, everybody was just like, you got silver and black on, come through. Matter of fact, if you're from the opposite team, we're going to talk shit, but come on through anyway. Right. So it don't matter, But it was different. And now, And even like on social media, and I'll admit I'm even guilty of this shit. You know, like we're arguing with each other, and I try my damnedest not to fight on Facebook and shit. But you know, sometimes you just make a little comment, and then it turns into a whole fucking thing.
Right.
And it's just like, why are we doing this? What are we? What's happening here, man? It's so disheartening because the truth is, I know, like you, myself, we have lived, we have bled silver and black our whole lives. We love this. We live. Football is not just football season to us. We're silver and black all year round, man. You know? So I think our feelings are hurt at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we feel some type of way about the whole situation, and I think that's causing, you know, us to point fingers at who's to blame, like you said, and it's causing us to like be against each other at the same damn time, and yet the insult to injury is your fucking tickets are $400 a fucking piece, you know. It's like pour salt in the wound, you know.
Yeah. Well, like I've said over and over, that's a Vegas move thing, and the Raiders knew that that was going to happen, and they were okay with it. So you know, that's just the kind of a big FU to the fan base, in my opinion.
Absolutely it is. Yeah, and what, you know, the tailgates was half of the show. You know, the tailgates were just as exciting to go.
Oh, Mother Moon would always call it tailgating season. She didn't even call it football season. Yeah. Mother Moon would be like, it's tailgating season. That's all we cared about. For sure. Because not all we cared about, but we knew we would likely be disappointed from the outcome of the game. So that's why we were like, hey, let's go for the camaraderie. Let's go to be with familia. Let's go out there for the history and and rejoice and the experience and all that kind of stuff. So I agree.
Right, because you can see your homeboy and your homegirl from Pennsylvania, from Texas, from Washington, from wherever, and we all came together at one spot, you know, and it was all good. Even though we knew that the Raiders were struggling, we didn't give a shit. But now it's insult to injury, man. It's just. And that's just the frustrating part with this, man.
Yeah, for sure.
It really is. It's just. But anyways, I mean, I'm gonna be out there on Sunday.
Yeah, we'll see you out there. See me, say what's up. We'll be around. Thanks for your call, man. I appreciate it. And you're welcome on the show anytime.
All right, y'all be good, man.
All right, bye.
Cool. Good one.
I mean, he made a lot of good points, in my opinion. You know, like I said, at the end of the day, we're all just frustrated, and we should be, You know, I think we should be able to have an opinion. But I think the sad part is that, you know, like he's saying, the constant bickering within is a little bit of a bummer. And Jay Jackson, I saw your comment a while back. We've got a few V57s. So when you come to town, we have a few. So hit us up. But don't wait too long, because I don't want to smoke at least one tonight. So we already down at least one.
How are those? Are they hit pretty smooth? Yeah,
they're good. I like the it is a coincidence, but I like the spicy one.
Of course you do.
Of course I do.
Cool. Well, I got so we got another one. Let's start with let's see. Well,
let's bounce to the next one, because would you rather? Because I think you know, Scotty Whitey Raider 1 spoke on it just a little bit as well, and we kind of touched on it a bunch. So
yeah,
would you rather? Would you rather have maybe a two-part here? Chandler Jones, Antonio Brown as a teammate, or Chandler Jones or Antonio Brown just as someone to root for on the team?
Yes. That is a good one. That is a good one.
This might be a conversation starter. So if you have a strong opinion either way, call in and let us know what you think, because I mean, listen.
Yeah.
I don't know these guys obviously, but it seems like both of them have some sort of mental situation going on. And it's sad, to be honest. It's sad. It's sad to see it happening. You know, with the Chandler Jones situation now, he's out for, I think the Raiders have put him on a 4-game non-playing list. And I don't know the exact, I'm sorry, I don't remember the exact details, but then they'll have to decide if they're either going to let him back on the team or if he's willing to come back, whatever it is, or they're really just going to have to cut their losses. And it's gonna be hard because the Raiders really need him to help that defense, A. And B, we're not going to be able to get anything from him. Nobody's going to want to touch this guy.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I mean, who knows, right? We thought that with Antonio, the hell's his name?
Antonio Brown. But Antonio Brown,
yeah.
Antonio Brown was at least playing. He was still playing at a high level, where Chandler isn't. But it's so hard because I really cannot stand Antonio Brown. I really can't. But this Chandler mess, man, it's
I would say that if I have to choose as well, I would say I would rather go with Chandler Jones. If we're choosing a would you rather, because Antonio Brown just proved to be a menace everywhere he went. He made a total joke out of his situation with the Raiders. And then the way he quit the Buccaneers, I've never seen anything like that in all of professional sports. It was like something out of Entourage or something. Like when Ari comes in with a paintball gun or something. It's like, okay, this is like a film, right? This is not real life.
That was wild. That's
wild. Like everyone's dream when they win the lotto or something, is to give the big, middle finger and bounce out. Like that's not real life.
Oh man. Yeah. But still, man, it's like, I don't know, because this Chandler thing is getting wild, man. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I hate to say it, but I think I'd rather have AB. I hate to say it. Just because because it's Chandler for one. I mean, there's so many layers to it. Like AB is an asshole, and I can't stand the dude. I mean, he got in trouble for throwing didn't he throw dildos or something at the cop or his ex-girl or ex-wife or something? It was something.
No.
He did. The chat they know what it was. He did something stupid like that. And then he does stupid stuff, but Chandler accusing someone of of what he was accusing people of. I mean, if it's not true, but then it's
true or not, this stuff, if he's what he said, if he actually said those things about Mark Davis, I don't see him ever coming back.
But that's what I'm saying. It's I mean, can you really blame it on the meds? It's the fact that he said what he said just told me that if they would let him play, he wouldn't expose any of that. So what kind of guy are you, to know that something like that is happening to your goddaughter, allegedly? And as long as you could play, you wouldn't say it. It's to me, that's a whole new low to me. So.
That's true. I actually forgotten about that because you had just told me about that the other day. So I'd forgotten about that.
Yeah, that's a whole different.
I might change my mind, actually.
Yeah, that's it don't get worse than that, man.
Yeah.
So AB, he's just an asshole, but come on. So that's me though. Chat, what do you guys think?
Yeah, let's scroll if we can. We missed a few. Solo Empire, if we can go back to, I think he was speaking of. Yeah, he said we have to stop giving so much credit to the 2021 playoff team. We beat a lot of third string QBs and needed to beat a young Chargers QB. We can't keep blaming coaches all the time. So this is, I think he was speaking of when Scotty Waddy was on the line. And I kind of, Scotty Waddy, Raider One, tell me if you'll agree with this, because this is kind of what you said as well when you said the Raiders didn't really beat the Broncos. The Broncos lost. And I was going to bring that. This was kind of one of the first thoughts that came in to my mind as well. And I don't think Solo Empire directly related to it, but that's where my mind went. So this is kind of like one of those situations.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, that I agree 1,000%. Whenever I talk about that 2021 team, you're right. That Chargers game, the Chargers beat themselves. We didn't beat the Chargers. They were just, their coach is just an idiot, and he does, whatever. But then, and
then also Derek Carr thought he did something really great.
Right. Exactly. And
it's still I think it's still a meme going around.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I know. And then, I always go back just to the COVID year. We barely beat the Browns when half of their team was on COVID and couldn't play. And we barely beat their third string quarterback. I was at that game. And then also against the Colts, I always bring it up. Their quarterback had COVID, or he was going through the COVID protocol, couldn't practice all week. And then he just came in and played the day of the game, and we beat them. But it's like without COVID, we wouldn't have went to that playoff team, and then that would have erased that whole narrative that people try to say, oh, we took a playoff team, or he took a playoff team and made them bad. Like that team was not that good.
Right.
Please believe it.
So
let's see what Leo said.
Yep.
So Leo says a 2021 played with heart, and that is what this current team lacks and shows on the field, being pushed and bullied. You play who was in front of you. They made it and probably shouldn't have, but they did. That's true.
I actually kind of disagree. I don't see any lack of heart with this team. I could maybe agree with that last season. I guess who are you speaking of specifically? I don't see Jimmy G not playing with heart. I don't see Devontae not playing with heart. Jacobs, Mad Max certainly plays with heart. So I'm not sure.
I think it's that line because we kind of talked about. I talked to him about it. I think he's more or less talking about like the defensive line and the offensive line because they do get pushed around, but I think they have heart. They just don't have like that dog mentality. Like
they do get pushed around. Well, especially this last game, they certainly met their match.
Yeah,
but I'm not sure that equates to not playing with heart.
Yeah, maybe heart's not the right word, but they definitely get bullied. And last year that wasn't the case. At least the offensive line, they was moving fools. So I don't know. That Raider fan, them weirdos. Said, I guess playing for the Raiders make mentally sick.
I think being a Raiders, that's funny that's his name as well, that Raiders fan, because I think as Raiders fans, we can kind of,
for
exactly.
Sure. Larissa, welcome. Raider Kush, Niners will take them guaranteed. Yeah, he's probably talking about Chandler Jones.
I think talking about Chandler. You know, the 49ers, I don't know if they would. Listen, they have
it's just too much drama.
In what six top positions, they have like the highest paid.
Yeah.
And then 3 other guys are like 5, 6, and 7. I mean, the 49ers put out a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
I don't want them to be successful. Actually, I don't really care about the 49ers. I really don't want them to be successful because then I have to hear the bandwagon faithful yammering their face off. That's the only reason why I like root against them, because they just come out when they're winning.
Right.
But with those contracts, Kittle and Bosa and McCaffrey and like
they have to win now.
They have to win now.
Yeah.
And then once eventually they're gonna have to pay Purdy.
Yeah. I mean,
he's making like under $1 million. He's making like the league minimum.
Oh yeah.
So they're getting a bargain right there. But yeah, they got to do something. And yes, we're supposed to find a way to win.
Yeah. No, I agree. We're definitely supposed to find a way to win. But then again, they found a way to win
against the Broncos.
Yeah, but you don't want to count that. So it's like, which one is it? So I get it. See, what's the vibe in the locker room? Do you think it's a coaching issue? What do you think? I don't think I don't think he's lost the locker room. I don't think that me personally, I know me and you talked about it. We just lost to a superior team. Yeah. Now, if we get beat like that against the Steelers, then we got something to talk about.
Right.
But none of us had us beating the Bills. Now, granted, we wanted to see a more competitive game, but I don't understand this whole the sky is falling because we lost to a Super Bowl contending team.
The only thing I can say is to that, and again, a loss is a loss, so who cares? But if we want to justify it in some aspect, the Raiders were like a 9-point spread, and they lost far worse than that. Right. So if that carries any merit, maybe we can be upset about that. But I don't even think that carries merit. Like a loss is a loss.
Yeah, and plus, and like the way football works is like sometimes that snowball effect can just happen like that. It's like we're not a team that's going to be able to really come back from behind, really, because we need to stay balanced where we can run or pass. When we get in the position where we only pass and the defense knows we're only passing, that puts us at a true disadvantage.
Oh, like we could see clear as day as viewers knowing exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But if we can see clear as day, like how, of course, the other team's going to be able to see clear as day.
Exactly.
I mean, the predictability was crazy.
Right. No, I agree. Let's see. The Raiders have had plenty of bad losses in the last 9 years. They have.
He's only accounting for 9. Wow, Sharif is actually being nice today. He's giving them the benefit of the doubt tonight. I'm surprised.
Yeah, that's true. Didn't think.
What's good, Reef? You gonna be out for the home opener? I'm sure you'll be out.
Oh yeah, he'll be out. So what are you expecting for this game coming up? I mean, what are your thoughts for the Steelers? How are you feeling about it?
I'm so jaded, probably like a lot of fans are, kind of like, Scotty Waddy, Raider one is, and the rest of everybody. I mean, the Raiders should win this game, whether it's a home game or not a home game or whatnot. It's just so hard to bet on this team, unfortunately, because we kind of never know what we're going to get from week to week.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely.
So what do I expect? I mean, I expect a win, and I expect to still be in first place. Will that happen? I hope so. Am I willing to put $20 on it? I mean, I'd rather buy a cocktail.
Facts. No, I'm with you.
I'm sorry to say, it's just really tough. They make it tough for us.
Right. No, I agree. So Scotty Waddy says 9-6 Raiders. So
okay.
So would you be happy about that, Scotty, or would you still be upset? I mean, would you be upset or happy? Just curious. Because that is a win.
For me, I would be happy with a win. I would be disappointed with 9 points.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Alan Bush, hello, everyone. Hello. Thank you for coming through. I feel like we can beat them. I agree, Larissa. I agree
as well. But feeling like we can beat them and actually
that's the problem. Yeah, that's the
keeping
disconnect.
It together, like Scotty Waddy said on his call, to be I didn't actually respond to this when he said it, right? He said that they had better personnel, better players from one year to the next. I don't disagree with that, but that doesn't always matter. You have to be the best team.
Absolutely. You have
to. And so I think it's going to come down to that. Can they put it all together?
Yep.
On both sides of the field, special team, coaching, and really even fan participation. I mean, all of those things factor. I mean, when we were in Oakland, I felt like, maybe I'm delusional, but I really felt like we had an impact on those games.
Oh, yeah.
I really believe that.
Yeah. When that bell
I really believe that we had an impact. You would see other players complaining about how they couldn't hear. I mean, they would come run over to the black hole side, and I'm proud to say we would flip them off and stuff.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? We're not giving high fives, and players admitted to being intimidated by that.
Yeah, I remember what's his name, Sean Merriman, saying that they used to throw D batteries at him and stuff. He got hit in the head. I'm like, I love it.
What's up, caller? You are live.
Hey, what's cracking, ladies and gentlemen? You gotta love Protect the Shield and Spicy.
Thank you,
Spicy lady up in the building. I'm honored to get up on the show on the phone. This is Ultimate Raider Fan 32.
Thanks for calling in. What you got for us tonight?
What I got for y'all is we need to pipe down.
What do you mean by that?
We need to get back to reality.
Ooh.
Just all Raider fans in general.
Okay.
We finally got a front office. You know what I mean? Front office doesn't include head coach, in my opinion. Now, hey, other people may argue that point, right? But when I say we finally got a front office, in my opinion, we finally got a front office. It takes time. It's going to take several years to really get to where you need to be. Mm-hmm. That next man up mentality. We've had 2 drafts. We're going to have busts. That's just the nature of the draft. It's the way things work. No, ladies and gentlemen, we're not. No, Raider Nation, we're not going to the playoffs this year. But let's start being positive. Let's start thinking about the positive things that we can do to at least try to uplift the team to even make it. Because the bottom line, being negative is not going to do anything. And the truth and the fact of the matter is they got to build this piece by piece. There's going to be hits. There's going to be misses. I love Zeus. I talked a lot of garbage about the fact that, hey, let JJ go. Right? Hey, I can admit to my wrongs, but guess what?
Zeus is not it. That's why you heard about those rumors when it comes to Cam Akers, in my opinion. It's unbiased up in this building right now. We got a front office. I don't think we have a head coach. So for all you McDaniels haters, yes, get happy, clap, salute. 'Cause I'm agreeing with you. But the one thing we can do as fans, real talk, is come together. Look, I've said it on my stream. I've said it on a couple of other streams. It wasn't the Buffalo Bills game, but when we were in Denver, I'm telling y'all right now, it was me and a crew that was right at the middle of section 111, front and center. We yelled defense. That's why it was a quick 3-and-out. I'm just letting y'all know.
Yeah.
I got proof. I know it. I was there.
Good.
I'm telling y'all, it was quiet, but I can promise you us doing that was loud, and it was 3-and-out. It was probably the only 3-and-out we had. So we just need to pipe down. We need to look at what we got. We need to evaluate where we are. We know we got problems.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean, Raider Nation? But we got to come together. I mean, at this point, everybody that say anything and everything about Carr, I just take it as a joke. Now, at this point, you being sarcastic, it's a joke, right? Because, I mean, right? I mean, come on.
I mean, for me, I'm not really even sure why he's still part of the conversation or still part of the debate of what time to move on. Why we would have won this, that, and the other, and this and that. And you see, like, everyone feels that as a Carr fan still. I mean, we all liked Carr at one point, but he's not on our team anymore, so who cares? But they feel like vindicated, like, oh, he's 2-0. I was like, right. Everyone has to be right. You know what I mean? And it's just like, first of all, you know what the difference between Jimmy G and Derek Carr are? Jimmy G played the Bills and Derek Carr played the Panthers. Exactly. Okay, there's the difference.
Boom. Boom.
That's
boom.
So, yeah, it shouldn't even be a topic of conversation, in my opinion.
It's not. And I'm sorry. Anybody that had us winning this game from the beginning of the season, you're unrealistic.
Right.
Just keep it 100. The Buffalo Bills are real, bro.
Mm-hmm.
The Buffalo Bills are real. And I'm letting y'all know, for anybody that hasn't been there, I'm unbiased. I'm a football fan first. I love the sport as a little child, and it's going to be that way from day one. And I'm letting y'all know that city got it popping when it comes to the game of football and the NFL and the product that they create.
Yeah, I've heard that. And by the way, it showed on TV. Just by watching on TV. I
couldn't have had a better time.
That's great. That's good to hear.
I couldn't have had a better time. It's the first time I sat at a tailgate for 4 hours and actually didn't have enough time.
Oh.
We actually realized we didn't leave enough time to even tour the stadium. Luckily, that's not something you need to do.
Right.
But that's part of the beauty of going to that event. You don't even need to see the stadium. Even when they build a new one, it's irrelevant because that tailgate, look, I know we love Oakland. I know we love all the other areas in the NFL. I can assure you, Bills Mafia and the reputation they got for that tailgate is real, ladies and gentlemen. Raider Nation, just as real as our shield is.
I see
we
it.
get our respect for that. Trust me, y'all gonna need to respect that Bills Mafia and how they get down in that little town. Because I had an absolute fabulous time, and I can't wait to go back as long as it's in September or earlier when it's not that cold.
Yeah, before it gets cold, right?
But yeah, I appreciate y'all for letting me ramble too.
Yeah, for sure.
I like to ramble.
We like to hear from you. We appreciate your call.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to get those 2 points out, though, because it's a long season, ladies and gentlemen. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Let's get a hold of ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Man, no, that's so true. And that's a point that I always try to make. It's like, come on, man. Like, everyone just complain. Now, I'm all for holding people accountable. Everyone knows, how I feel about certain players or coaches, but I call them out too. Like I love Josh Jacobs, but could he play better? Yeah. I mean, it's not his fault too, because of the line and other things. Right. I'm a big fan of Josh McDaniels. I'm one of the few, but can he do better? Yes. Everyone across the board can do better. Max can do better. Devontae can do better.
Boom.
All of them. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone can do better. Like it doesn't have to be either or. You know what I'm saying? Like I love this team to death. That's why I always preach protect the shield. But if someone's not doing well, I'll call them out.
Yeah.
It don't have to be either or. Let's just love our team, call them out when we need to.
Yeah, for sure.
Gotta be objective. It's part of being the Raider. It's part of being the Raider. We don't play that nonsense. It's real and get on the field, right? That's how it go down.
That's right. That's right.
We need to be able to depend on you, right? That's why. This is why I say I get it why people get upset about a lot of the things, especially when you know the history and got that mentality of the Raiders. I get why you're mad at having Glass Jaw. You know what I mean? Or Glass Jimmy, as I get it. But at the same time, you gotta understand, ladies and gentlemen, this is chess. It's not seconds. Nothing comes overnight in this game. I can assure you, a 1-11 team can beat a 10-1 team.
Oh, of course.
Any given night, on any day of the week, and that's just the NFL. That's just what you're dealing with. These boys can come to show up at any point, and everybody got a problem. And that's on both sides of both balls of both teams. And I'm just telling you this. It's you at the highest level. You know what I mean? You at the elite of the elite. So
that's right.
We need to start getting together. I mean, I thought that at least having Carr go, we will be able to kind of break that barrier.
Oh, I knew it would make it worse.
Yeah.
I actually think that people I actually think that people are rooting for the Raiders, supposed Raiders fans rooting for the Raiders to lose and for Carr to succeed, just so they can prove that they're right on some level. Which to me is just complete like blasphemy. I can't even believe that people would think that. Like, do I wish Carr well? No. Do I wish him harm? Also no. You know why? Because I don't wish anything about him and I don't care about him.
Because he's not a Raider.
Because he's not a Raider. Who cares?
He's not a Raider. I agree.
All right, you did your time. Thank you for your time, loyalty, whatever, however we want to see it. You're gone now. You made 2 playoff seasons, 2 playoff games in 9 years, and bye.
Yeah, bye. And then when you retire, retire a Raider.
Yeah.
Come back. We'll welcome you with open arms. Thank you for your services.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah. Once a Raider, always a Raider. We'll see you at the alumni game. But we're good right now.
The alumni game. Exactly. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like.
All right, my friend. Well, thank you for calling in. We appreciate you.
Absolutely. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night.
All right. Likewise.
Good points.
Yeah, good points. Great points. Listen. We're getting close here. We got to wrap soon. So just a few final thoughts. Thank you, callers, for calling in. We are not going to be doing Wind Down Wednesday anymore, but we have something bigger, better, and more exciting that we're debuting. Same time, same place, next Wednesday, 7 Pacific, 10 Eastern. Tune in for... Well, we're not even going to make a big announcement until it actually happens. So tune in next week to see what we're transforming into, because it's going to be awesome. It's going to be epic. And hopefully we can sit here and talk about the Raiders still being in first place after this week, because right now they control their own destiny. Absolutely. So let's see what happens. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel, For Life or Raider Story, and to Chris's channel, Protect the Shield. Also, hit the light that torch, hit that like button, share this video, tell your friends about it if you like it. And, we go out one way and only one way. Raiders!
This is Phase Ed Music.